Wow. That was intense.
Hey, how'd it go?
I don't know.
Why? What happened? Hold on, I can check the log.
Ray takes her phone out of her pocket
You're
again.
going to listen to the session? Is that okay?
Oh yeah, I have privacy clearance.
Oh, great.
This is still a new service, so we need to be able to monitor sessions for a variety of reasons.
Right, right. Let's compromise the privacy of the client even more.
There could be bugs in the software we need to examine more closely. We're pretty upfront about all this.
Sure. Being upfront doesn't necessarily mean it's good. You know, big firms are upfront with many things nowadays, and it's just people are so conditioned that they just don't care, which is bad, just to say the least. Ray stares at her phone and watches for a while.
One of these guys.
So you're putting him in a box.
Yeah, we get people in who demand to speak to a real human being.
Is that a problem? I mean, can't you see why that would be?
It happens often enough that we made Eliza capable of handling it with a special script. It's nice to know things are working as designed.
Huh, that's a pretty slick feature. I wouldn't have thought to create something like that. I mean, I think it's pretty what do you say? Obvious to that something like that would happen. If you're a programmer, you have to like think about stuff like this, edge cases, and I would think that something like that will happen.
Do you think that guy will be okay? He seemed pretty unhappy.
Who knows? Hopefully he gets his prescription and takes his meds and answers our follow-up reminders, but it's tough. We can't make them take their meds or come in when they're supposed to. All we can do is suggest those things, tell them they really ought to be doing it. Ultimately, they're the ones who have to decide to follow the plan. It's kind of a shame. I wish we had more leverage.
Yeah, but it gets difficult to do without actually, forcing human beings to do something they don't want to. It's difficult. It's a difficult problem.
We'd help way more people if we could track their compliance. But that's probably too much to ask for at this point.
I think he might have needed way more help than Eliza can give. Is there anything like referring clients to other forms of care?
Ray looks a little surprised.
Well, there is a disclaimer before every session saying if your problems are really serious, we aren't qualified to address them.
Okay, so maybe they haven't replaced ordinary psychologists. Maybe they're just the what do you say? What do you call it? The first line of things you go through before you're sent further to someone with real expertise. So if Eliza can help you, then you're good. If not, then someone else is going to handle you.
I think an external care referral feature was on our development roadmap at some point. I'm not sure what happened with that, actually. Maybe I'll ask Ed next time I see him.
I wish I could have said something other than what it told me to.
Yeah, I totally know how it feels. A really intense client like that can be intimidating, and you're motivated to help them. But to succeed as a proxy, you really need to let go and let Eliza do its thing.
All right.
I know that not having any choice feels weird, but sometimes life is like that. Sometimes you don't have any choices and you just have to follow directions. Most jobs are like that, honestly.
Yeah, some jobs.
That's just how it works.
Okay, it just sounded like... He sounded like he could use more help. Like, maybe right away.
Believe me, I understand. I've been a proxy plenty of times myself.
Oh, are we gonna find him dead?
When people get emotional, it's hard not to feel for them really strongly. But that's exactly why Eliza works. It evaluates from a more distant perspective, a neutral perspective. Besides, if proxies started offering their own opinions, well, that'd just be a big mess.
I don't know. I don't really agree. I mean, it's not that they need opinions. It's more that they need to feel emotions, that they need to connect, that a computer can't show empathy. It doesn't feel it. So all it takes sometimes is human contact, because other people will know what you're going through.
Not to mention there'd be all kinds of problems with liability. Still, I get it. I really do. That was definitely more intense than the average session.
Really?
Why don't you take a few minutes to center yourself again? Have some tea or coffee and take a few deep breaths. No rush, okay?
Okay, sure.
That was a lot. I definitely need a moment. Nora. Who's that? Is that my cat? Hi, Nora. How you been? Could be better. Started a new job finally. Oh yeah? It's good you found work again. What is the work? Thanks, it's just an office job. How about you? I'm doing quite well. Actually, I have something to tell you about. This is maybe sudden, but can you meet up after work today? It would be good to talk about it face to face. Oh? Yes, you will see. Also, you should come to my show. I'll send you a flyer, yeah? Sure. I didn't realize you were playing shows now. That is why you should come. Okay. I'll take a few minutes to calm down like Ray suggested. Maybe I could play some solitaire. Don't mind if I do. Oh, messages. All over. Good article. Ray Bakari. Just for some wider context, this is a nice article about our efforts from a year and a few months ago. It's a little outdated by now, but still relevant. I've got a little cameo in it. Oh, it's long. Okay, let's just read it. Scanda poised to capture growing demand for mental health services by Peter Casoli. Seattle, Washington. In the classic 90s sitcom Frasier, title character Frasier Crane was a psychiatrist with a Seattle area radio show where callers poured out their souls in exchange for on-air advice. These days, unhappy Seattleites might not be speaking to a radio personality, but an app developed and operated by Scanda. The Seattle tech giant is making a big push into the mental health market with a new AI-powered counselor dubbed Eliza in honor of pioneering 1960s computer program of the same name, Eliza. Okay, interesting. I've never heard of that. Scanda says Eliza can evaluate a user's overall mental health, detect problems, and make recommendations that are tracked over time for their effectiveness. It works in tandem with Scanda's mental wellness app, which can track mood changes and other metrics over various periods of time. Livia Davis, 42, was starting to feel overwhelmed with the demands of her busy life. So she made an appointment to see Eliza, not online, but at a physical counseling office located in the city's Queen Anne district. There she spoke to a human worker who was guided by the Eliza program. Scanda claims the in-person format is superior to online counseling as it brings more of a human touch to the sessions. Yeah, but an obvious chat, but recommending a course of action is one thing, says Ray Bakari, manager of the Queen Anne counseling offices. A real human being looking you in the eye and telling you the same thing is another. There's more immediacy there, more sincerity. Proponents of Eliza and other mental wellness apps say their reduced cost and increased efficiency is needed at a time when more people than ever are struggling with mental health. A study released earlier this year by the National Institute for Productivity indicated as much as 43% of the nation's workforce reported feelings of anxiety or depression strong enough to interfere with their day-to-day performance. This is an epidemic, and we must begin treating it like one, wrote Institute Deputy Director Thalia Kapuczynski, I think, in a statement accompanying the report. Of course, as with any new technology, not everyone is a fan. We have already given up much of the daily texture of human life to this cheap and technocratic solutionism. The surprise fades, but my disappointment in how much farther we seem prepared to go remains perennial, wrote the poet and cultural critic Perrin Benjamin in an essay for the Los Angeles Review of Books about the mental health industrial complex. Others see danger in private ownership of the technology. It works, and that's still to be determined. The next question is going to be who controls it, says Francis Nordkirk, a fellow of the Public Health Institute at Montlake University. What does it mean if millions of people suddenly have their ongoing well-being tied up in proprietary code owned by a multinational corporation? Skanda has not made public its plans for the service, though it has released the preliminary results of an internal study indicating that counseling sessions conducted by Eliza match or even outperform these conducted by trained human counselors alone. Davis, for her part, is a satisfied customer. You can say that Eliza is just an AI, that it's inhuman, doesn't have a soul, whatever, Davis says, but what I can tell you is that I spoke to it. I went back a few times, and now I feel better. At the end of the day, isn't that what matters? Peter Casoli is a writer and journalist interested in... Yes. All right. Right, so what else do we have here? I think... Yeah, I already read those, yeah, of course. Well, just a second. Oh, we have our session here with Darren. He's not given me any rating. I think that's fine because I don't think we did that good of a job. We have mail, it seems like. Let's see. Come, people you may know, present Hedonic, Masic, Lil Sappho, Clonewell, VKO, January 17th. Club Juisens? I don't know how to pronounce that. Someone correct me, please, because I probably destroyed that word. If you know how to say it, please correct me. The Damien Seabrook Memorial Fund Year 3 Update. Dear friends and family of Damien Seabrook, it's hard to believe, but it has been a little over 3 years since Damien's tragic passing. It is said that time heals all wounds, but there is no way to express how much we miss him still. We are grateful for your contributions in Damien's memory, which continue to go toward the causes he worked so hard for in his life. This year, the Damien Seabrook Memorial Fund is supporting the following organizations. The Greenhouse is a non-profit, non-denominational organization dedicated to ensuring the developments in the mental health field are distributed equitably so that all those who are in need get access to modern treatment options regardless of their means. Tech Workers Together advocates for better working conditions across the tech industry, both by organizing employees to push for better working conditions and by providing education around the industry-wide problems of crunch time, overwork, and burnout. The Humanitarian Software Foundation supports the development of free open-source software for therapeutic or curative purposes. Damien was dedicated to creating technology to help others and would strongly advocate any tool he made to be freely available. Damien, you strove to change the world for the better, and we are worse off without you. The gulf you leave behind is still immeasurable. K and G. And so there's this. I don't know how to read that. So think back to what brought you here. Maybe this is some kind of relaxation app. What brought me here? Well, I don't know, looking for a job, I guess. There's... That's weird. There was... It said I had a notification of some sort, but... if this is all it is... I really don't know. I don't know what to make of this. Oh. Is it turning darker, or am I just... Oh, I think I'm imagining things. Maybe... Yeah. So... I don't think there's anything else to do here. So I'll just go back. I really don't know what this is. Oh well.